We're investigating every game store in my city, from one of America's largest video game stores to a ton of retro game shops and even an actual bookstore that sells games. We're finding out which one gives you the best experience, and they're all getting a rating out of 10. First up, Arcana's Video Games. Now, they have a 4.9 star rating on Google Reviews. I've never seen that for anywhere, even the best Chinese food, so let's check it out. So when we drove to Arcana's Video Games, honestly, I saw a few Google images, but I didn't really know what to expect in person. This place looks like an Animal Crossing house, but all due respect, it looks nice. We got some Switch right here. We have Wii U, which is of course also my favorite. We have Wii down here. And then here's maybe where we dive into the more high ticket, high priced items. It's always gonna be in that glass case. If you come over here, we have on the top some is it sealed? Yeah, some sealed 3DS games, some not. Now, something I've seen sometimes before in game stores, but not to this extent, was you can play GameCube games in the corner. Usually it's just like the NES or SNES I've seen before, but you could play Mario Kart freaking Double Dash. They have it open on the weekends for people to stop in and play. I like that a lot. It's something that doesn't take a whole lot of effort to set up, but it's nice for your customers. And we have some 3DS, Lego City, we got DS, we got some Sega Genesis down here. We got Menacer. If we look at this wall, we've got a lot of PlayStation, Xbox 360, Xbox One. You have it all here. All right, Arcana's games, that is legit right there. Let's rate it now that I've bought Game & Wario and Lego Star Wars. Arcana's Video Games. If I could sum this place up in a couple words, I'd say mini but mighty. I did buy Game & Wario, and I did buy Lego Star Wars. Didn't expect to buy either, but I did. Game & Wario mostly because when I looked for it a few months ago, it was like 90 bucks. It was 75 here. I guess the prices have dropped in general, but I wanted it. Now, in terms of a rating, I mean, the store is small, but it's not their fault. For the size store that it is and the selection they have, it was nice and peaceful. They have a spot for you to play games whenever you get bored while shopping. I mean, I'd feel bad not to give like a 9.5 out of 10. For the size, like we're going to bigger ones later, that was pretty legit. I'm satisfied, and they have good prices. I've never seen Game & Wario, albeit with no manual, for $74.99. So I will take that. Good pickups today as I drop my receipt. Next store. So when we walked into Superbit Video Games, it already looked very cool. There's nice lights all strung up, there's games everywhere, the glass case, you know, typical game store stuff. All right, so we are in Superbit Video Games. And immediately, as soon as I walked in and went over to the Wii U games, I saw something I've never seen but was in love with. A big ol' Wii U little demo kiosk here. This is looking mighty fine. Then here we have a bunch of Wii games. We got Big Brain Academy, and as you can see, all the games, it kind of varies across all stores. They actually have their prices listed. You know, we're gonna go to other stores in this video. Not all of them have their prices listed, so that's very cool. And then over here, we have a little glass case of a bunch of older games. Got some N64 in there, some Game Boy. Probably more of the higher value items there. It was good to see the amiibo represented. You know, I saw some Animal Crossing ones in there. I love Animal Crossing, so I'll take that any day. Looking mighty fine so far for never, you know, having been here before. Got all sorts of PlayStation games here. Oh, my favorite, man. Barbie Horse Adventures. Oh, dude, used to play this all the time back in the day. Not actually. I'm sorry, not actually. Of course, it's my luck that the first PS2 game that I pull out is a Barbie game. And then something that I actually love that I have been looking for at a bunch of game stores is the cool magazine. So we can see here, we've got a little Nintendo Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle magazine. I used to love when Nintendo made magazines, so it's cool to see those here. And now we have some more glass cases. This is a common theme among the game stores. A bunch of maybe higher priced items here. Simpsons Hit and Run, that's a great one. I mean, I was kind of containing my excitement because I'm in a public game store, but dude, when I saw the Skylanders and the Disney Infinities, my mind was going nuts. You don't really ever see them nowadays, so it was good to see. I saw some I've never even seen before, but I also reunited with Fling Kong, so that was a good time. We got some other loose games back here. That looks like Pool for the Game Boy. After checking out the great Toys to Life section though, I went around the store and I got a little hungry.
We have a bunch of candy in stock as well. We have the great Sour Patch Kids, 210 calories, in case I must refuel here. PS Vita, representing over here. And if you're ever short of a game manual, they have a bunch of those as well. Look, Kobe Bryant in NBA courtside. We got Just Dance 3. Look at that, a ton of different options if you are missing any game manuals, and they have that for about every console here.
All in all, at Superbit, great selection, about every single console you can think of. PS Vita was even representing. The employees were super nice, they even gave me a free t-shirt, how cool of them. They also told me they watch my YouTube shorts. That's a cool thing to hear. And of course, we rated every game store in this video, so it was time to give Superbit its rating, and I did so.
And folks, I hereby rate Superbit video games an 8 out of 10. They had quite a good selection for the size store that it was. I would have liked maybe a little bit more games, but I guess for the size, it's not too bad. I might be spoiled with other game stores that we'll go to later in this video. And now we're at everyone's favorite game store, and arguably the most popular, GameStop. Let's see what they've changed in the year 2025 and how that's gonna go.
And honestly, walking into the GameStop, it's like any other GameStop you've ever seen before. But this one I've never been to before, and it was kind of big.
All right, we have the Xbox, little area here. Not much for me to really look at here. Let's find my home Nintendo. And then my favorite, the Nintendo area, where we have a bunch of Switch games here. We got a bunch of the Switch 2 here, a bunch of Mario Kart World, bunch of Street Fighter. There are not many games out for the Switch 2 as of now. Amiibo, of course. And then, you can even demo a Switch 2. And I've always been interested in these kinds of controllers, like the ones that light up, but I remember my dad telling me they were not good. I don't know how he knew.
I wanted an Xbox controller so bad back in the day that lit up, but it was like 20 bucks, and I think my dad was like, no, it's cheap, it's gonna break, don't buy it.
And then we even have Wii selection. One thing that I like is for like the longest time, when I would come into GameStops, they didn't have a whole lot of Wii and Wii U stock. We have a lot of that. We have Wii U. Oh, look at this, Snoopy's Grand. Would any of you believe me if I said I was playing through this right now? Because I am.
Yes, that is a true statement. I actually am playing through Snoopy's Grand Adventure right now, be it on the PS4. But I'm doing it.
PlayStation is all in check. And then we have everyone's favorite part about GameStop, the plenty of Funko Pops.
Listen, GameStop, if your Funko Pops sell, God bless. But there's a few too many of them.
Let's see what the options are. Bunch of Naruto, bunch of anime. Oh, look, Grinch and Max. This is legit right here. I'm actually pretty into my Christmas Funko Pops, so I would take that one if I was Funko Pop shopping at GameStop.
I didn't actually end up buying the Grinch and Max Funko Pops. I probably should have. I saw the Wario t-shirt, I saw the Freddy Fazbear beanie, and in my defense, that Freddy Fazbear did look like Tom Nook.
This is more my style. The 2X Zelda collared shirt. This is for the good occasions. And there's some Pokemon cards too. And then the reason why you come to GameStop is for the great plushies back here. We got a bunny, we got Stitch, all the cool members there back here. Let's see, we got oh, this is part of that Sanrio set, Hello Kitty and Friends. All right, well, as we know, a GameStop is going to be a GameStop. So, what would I rate this one?
We walked out of GameStop, didn't buy anything. It's a GameStop. They have the newest game selection. Their retro stock is kind of lacking. So what did I rate it?
We know GameStops have kind of, I would say, gone downhill over the past few years. They have a ton of Funko Pops, a ton of elephant plushies we found. But I would say that GameStop especially was one of the bigger and more stocked ones that I've seen in a while. Dude, I'm not trying to give every game store a high rating, but like, that was honestly like, maybe stock could have been better. That was like a 7. That was a 7 or an 8 for a GameStop. That's great. But we have some more to get to, so let's not keep you waiting.
All right, now while we drive to the next game store, here's how I'm keeping this whole investigation alive, because going to game store is getting pretty expensive. It's worth it though. We're on a mission. I've been using Cash App, and using their Cash App card has made this a lot easier. Yeah, that thing's been nice today. It's a Visa debit
debit card that you can customize to your style.
Yours looks awesome, by the way.
Thanks, I customized mine and I feel pretty cool with it.
You do look like someone who spent 6 or 7 hours designing it.
But it's not just about looks, man. Having the card gets you discounts at places that we stop in between game stores.
That saved us on lunch earlier.
And even early access to some concert ticket pre-sales.
Really?
And you know what's crazy? For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 when they use code CASHIN10 at sign up if they send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms do apply though.
Do it.
I'm so thankful to Cash App for partnering with me on this video. Now folks, have you ever wondered what video game selections look like inside of bookstores? Not me personally, because we have all the other stores that we went to, but hey, this is Second and Charles, a bookstore that apparently has games. Let's see what kind of games and what the selection is like.
Second and Charles, a bookstore that buys books and sells books. They also buy games and sell games, so I was kind of wondering what this would be like.
So this, folks, is the video game aisle at Second and Charles.
And of course, the first section that I went to was the Wii U section.
Some of the bigger named games. Nintendo Land and Mario Maker.
I don't know why Call of Duty was in a case. You have way more expensive things in the store, but okay.
And so in terms of prices, how much actually... So Call of Duty is going to run for $17. I'm going to compare. And we can't figure out the prices. There's no service. But hey, that's what they do. They make you have no service so you can't look things up. The classic tactic. Second and Charles, I'm kidding. Don't sue me.
Please don't actually sue us.
Now, one thing that I've noticed when I shop here before is you can't actually open the case of the game, which is fine. I feel like most retro game stores and any store that has games just out are kind of like that. Only problem is I've definitely bought games here before. You open the whole case and it's just like a muddy scene. Like I've had mud and dirt in a game box that I bought before.
True story. I once bought Donkey Kong Country Returns from here for the Wii. I open it up. It's like this thing was rubbed through dirt. I've cleaned it up now, but it wasn't a pleasant thing to open. They had PS3, they had PS4, they had Xbox, they had everything that you'd want. And then of course, a bookstore is gonna bookstore. They would specialize in video game guides. So they had the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom guide, they had the Big Book of Zelda, they had Street Fighter books, Game of Thrones guide, everything.
And we even have, would you look at this? We have a couple Japanese games, or at least one here, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Japanese edition. That's gonna be $10, so pretty legit, come on.
I don't know who goes to a bookstore, takes their Japanese copy of Kirby Returns to Dreamland, and says, yeah, I'll trade this in for $10. It actually would have been closer to like $6, because Second and Charles has to profit off of it. I don't know who did that.
Of course, every store is gonna be doing the Funko Pop shebang right here. When I said that, I wasn't kidding. It's here, and it's also here, and it's just about everywhere. And now look in here, we can't spin this thing actually, but there are going to be a bunch of controllers. You have a Wii wheel, looks to be an Xbox controller. We got Xbox 360. Now, a lot of these are third party, but hey, I mean, if someone's just casually looking for an extra controller, this could be your answer.
What I realized afterwards is most of those controllers are on clearance for $1. I should have bought one.
Now, the best part, I would argue, is the ton of plushies here. We got Kirby, we got the Zelda hearts, a bunch more Kirby here. And it's actually funny, I've been here before, and I found like a rare Animal Crossing Celeste plush here that I've not seen anywhere else. So that's interesting. Now, the other thing I love to look at when I'm here are the great socks. Now, I won't bore you, this is not video games, but quite the selection, I'd say.
I like funky socks. The socks were a highlight for me.
But out of all today, folks, I might walk away with the Angel Reese Funko Pop. I'm kidding. Respect, but I'm kidding. All right, and I don't know what this thing is, but I'm gonna sit on it. Okay, this is kind of rinky-dinky, but I will tell you my full review.
You know, I don't mean to give every single store a good rating, but it's not like you walk in there and there's mud on the ground and everything is unorganized. You know, stores are clean, stores are nice, and they have stock. They've all been pretty good to me so far. So after checking everything out, it was time to give Second and Charles my rating.
You know, Second and Charles, being a bookstore, it's got one aisle of strictly games. I'd say, for a bookstore, pretty good. Prices seem fine, however, I've not been able to compare them. I feel like in the past, I have found some pretty good deals here. So I would go, I just hate giving every place a good review. Now I will say, I don't think that they want us to film here, so I'm gonna knock off 1 point. We did it anyway. Don't sue us. We're giving you good promotion. So for them not to sue me, for them not having us film here, it's gonna fluctuate the score a little bit. I'm going to go another 8 out of 10. I'm sorry, but there's nothing wrong here. They have good selection and it's a bookstore. All right, I'm gonna get off this thing and let's go to one of the biggest game stores in America. This is weird. Now, what's interesting about East Starland, which is one of the biggest game stores in America as we approach, is it's not actually where you think it would be. It's like in a little business area that we're about to pull up to now. Now, folks, we're at one of America's biggest retro game stores. This is East Starland, and it's a huge one, folks. Let's go in and you'll see just how cool this place is. I've been here a ton of times. Let's go.
East Starland is huge. It's my favorite, and when we walked in, it was something to see.
Now, folks, the big ol' reveal. Now, one of my favorite places to start when I come here is going to be this little Nintendo area. So we've got some amiibo here, all sorts, even some that have not been restocked recently. We have some extra cables, some more controllers, and of course, my favorite, guys, come on, no one can forget, the freaking Wii U. And they have one of the more impressive Wii U collections and stock I've seen in a while. Like, we went to a few stores and they had Mario Party and Mario Kart, but where else can you find Phineas and Ferb Quest for Cool Stuff? You won't find it, believe me. Got your GameCube controllers here, and then probably the biggest selection of Wii games you will see just about anywhere. I come here all the time to shop for retro Wii games. I'm not even kidding. I'm not sucking up to the store. About 60% of my collection probably comes from these little bins here. I mean, they're all sorted alphabetically, and if you want any game, you name it, it's probably here. Sammy, name a Wii game.
Family Feud.
All right, Family Feud is our game to find. I'm telling you right now, without even looking, they've got it. So we have F right here. What's that? They have just about everything in stock for the Wii. And then if you turn around in the aisle, we've got a ton of just other types of merchandise. We have Hello Kitty straw cups, we got Sonic, Mario chess, Harry Potter, all sorts of little bits and collectibles to find. We have, oh God, I don't know my anime, guys. Is this, that's Naruto, yeah? Oh, I got it, okay. Cameraman says yes, it must be true. Okay, and we have a bunch more stuff here.
Even though East Starland is mostly a game store, I would say it's about maybe 50% games, 50% other random stuff that'll catch your eye and you'll want to buy.
And so in this one, we're gonna find a lot more of the loose cartridges. For example, we got Troy Aikman Football for the SNES. A lot of the random SNES games, and we even have some down here for the NES. Just a bunch of these cartridges are gonna be in this aisle. And look down here, My Roots, the Mario Bros. We have some plushies here. They actually have some more plushies too, we can show later, but we got some guys here along with like a Luigi RC car. Things are just in stock around here. Oh, look at this too, Toad Pillow. I've never seen this. Hold on, can I match the face? Pretty good, all right. Now I do spend a lot of time here. We have some PlayStation 3, and like the Wii, a whole lot of stock of PlayStation 3 games, just everything here, PlayStation 3, there's so much here. And then on the flip side, we've got PS4, pretty much the exact same thing. So much stock, we even have some original PlayStation right here. All of these, there's just so much stock that you end up spending like way more time than you thought you would in here.
The most amount of time that I've spent in East Starland, it's probably gotta be like an hour and a half. I was there one day just shopping, man.
And now this aisle, which we're not even close to being done yet, is pretty much the same as the last one, but for Xbox. We got Xbox 360. On the flip side, we have the Xbox original. I was gonna say Xbox One, that is not Xbox One. Down here, we have the Xbox One selection. There's so much of everything. If you're just a fan of any console, you're right at home pretty much. And then around here, if you're looking to drop some serious money, there are a bunch of pre-owned consoles. So let's take a look. We have a PlayStation here. Once again, prices not shown, but we can estimate, East Starland is changing their prices every day. This is, fairly priced. I believe East Starland has got good prices. We've got the N64 down here, a bunch of these. We have green, we have black, SNES, we got Xboxes, we've got Sega Genesis, just about every console you could hope for. PS3s, we've got Wii U's here. And what's cool is most of the time you can find out what condition these are in.
I will submit my own testimony. I have bought my pre-owned Wii at East Starland. It was honestly a grade A Wii, mint condition, and it still works to this day flawlessly. I sound like I'm being paid by East Starland. I promise you I'm not. I've just had like no bad experience here. It's like Disney World, it's the most magical place.
We got some more spare controllers, and then if you thought East Starland already has so many games, let's have a look at this back wall here, where there's just a whole ton, an unhealthy amount of PlayStation and Xbox games. And there's also just a ton of plushies here. We've got Charizard. I've even seen some like rare Animal Crossing ones, but for right here, it is a whole lot of Pokemon. If you come here, I found my favorite Animal Crossing ones. We got Reese, we got Cyrus, we got Hamlet. We even have Lily here, who I've not seen too often around the block. We got, oh God, my Animal Crossing is rusty. We got, Chrissy, and that's Chrissy. Oh, you know what? Francine, Chrissy. I got it. Oh, geez. No, I don't. Now, something that I love to look at that we saw earlier too are all of the video game guides. So here are just big bookshelves of all sorts of guides. We can find one here for Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. I might actually have this one. Over here, we have a lot of Wii, GameCube, DS, even some Wii U games back here. And this kind of tends to be where I would say the more valuable games are. Not always though, because I can see Lego Avengers back there. Can't be too expensive, but some games are behind the counter. We cannot reach them, that's fine. You can see a bunch of the Amiibo back there, along with right up here. And in the glass case, we have even more Amiibo, a whole ton. I've bought a few of these before, and some higher priced, some even sealed DS and 3DS games. They've just got infinite DS games. And even above all of that, if we go up, there's a bunch of old console boxes, which are awesome to look at. I have that Wii one. Oh, it's nostalgic, dude. Now, the only thing that I'm unsure about for here is that some of the games are very small and far away, so I can't read all of the titles. You know, I have 20/20 vision, so I'm actually pretty good, but, you know, for the most part, I can't fully read. That's my only complaint.
You have to squint to read any of those games. It's the only real flaw of the store.
You got posters per usual. We got a bunch of Nintendo ones here. Oh, look, we got the plug and play games. These were actually my childhood. Before I had any Nintendo Wii, you can move the stick, plug them in. There were some fun little games here. And if you're hungry or thirsty, they've got the drinks. They've got the high chews. These are seriously very good, so I'm glad that they sell those.
High chews are great. Getting those for Halloween was a blast. We walk out of East Starland. I bought my Super Mario welcome mat of all things.
I mean, that's just one of the best and biggest game stores in America.
Great experience. Only flaw is that you cannot read the DS games and the place is kind of hot. But hey, we had a good time.
But in terms of a rating, I'm going to go 10 out of 10. You guys must think I'm being paid by East Starland. I go here a lot. It's great, it's big, they have every game. I go 10 out of 10. I've rarely ever had problems with them. But folks, you can read the welcome mat. It says welcome, so I welcome you to watch either of these two videos. You'll like them.